So thank you everyone for having me here. It's quite a pleasure to be here. And I must say, here is in the afternoon, 2:31. And if you're in Nigeria, I'm sure it's already late evening. So good evening, everyone. Yes, like the introduction was said, I am Tifa. And, you know, this topic is actually a very interesting topic for me. And when I got it, I said, yes. This is basically the crux of what we are made of. Now, I know everybody is muted. Most of us are muted, but at least I need to be seeing your reactions in the comment section so that I know you guys are listening. You know, virtual meetings these days, sometimes you don't get feelers to know if people are facing you or they're in the kitchen trying to arrange food to eat.
Trust me, everybody here is paying rapt attention. So you will get a lot of
Yeah,
stuff on the chat box. But trust me,
okay.
we also have people here from the UK too that are joining on this
Oh,
call.
okay.
So yeah.
Oh, nice, nice. So I should say it's the same time with Nigeria, right? So it's all about the same good evening to everyone. So now I'll begin by telling you a story about my father because my father represented a role model. He didn't go to school much, but if he did, no, he didn't, but he showed me the value of relationship. And I will tell you, socially, my dad can be given a PhD in relationship. And a lot about the things I am today is because of the things I learned from him. And as life has gone on, we've learned so many things. So we're going to have a very good session today. So now, like I said, my dad represented so many things to me. Growing up, I learned some reasonable things from him. Dressing. I'm sure Felix can testify to that. Then I learned how to socialize with people through my father. I learned discipline through my father. My dad told me one thing one day. If okay, I went to school and I came back and I was looking very skinny. I was a boarding school. And when I came back, he said, why am I looking so skinny? I wanted to say something negative. Somebody else commented and he said, children generally learn through suffering. Was a I didn't understand, but shortly after that, that statement, I can't forget it. Children learn through suffering. And I've said it to so many people around me. It's not in a bad light. It's simply trying to say you learn with discipline. You learn by going through some level of sacrifice. That's one thing I learned from my dad. And then generally, let me just start when I was 7 years old. I had an opportunity of living with my mom, separate from my dad. And anytime I had an opportunity of being with my dad, I had things that were ingrained in me. What are we talking about today? We're talking about relationship, growing relationship. And I probably added a little bit with consistency, like the other speaker just said. So, how do you grow relationship? Today, we are in a generation, we are in an age that is so much bombarding us with social media, trying to be who you could be, the pressure of the society putting on you to become something. But most importantly, how do you take care of your economic needs? Where does relationship come in helping you solve some of these problems? Literally everything you're doing now has to do with the social media. We are talking now virtually because of the media. Now, how does relationship help you do that? Felix and I have been together. Now, back to my dad. What did I learn from my dad? How to build friendship. What does that learn from my dad? Dressing. What does that learn from my dad? How to socialize. I learned also the value of giving. I learned how to relate with family and relatives. I learned goals. and how to meet expectations. I learned how a father relates with a kid. Back to the beginning, how do we build and grow our relationships? Now, from the beginning, like I said before, this topic means a lot to me because of how I grew up. Now, have you ever wondered why some relationships flourish and others don't? All of us are adults today. We've been, we've come through families. Of course, some might be dysfunctional, some might still be together. What did you see that flourish from the school days to your working life, from the family, the church life, to your neighbors, all your social community gatherings and everything? How do relationships flourish and others fail? Yes, it's possible. Some of it could be in our own making, some might not be. But when you look at it, what worked and what did not work? Because at the end of the day, in each of us, there is a touch of divinity, there's a touch of creation, there's a touch of heaven in us to give us the ability to live and survive. While growing up, I knew of a very rich man. This man did not go to school. How did he become very rich? It's because inside him, there was that seed of greatness to be able to rise up to be something. I always say this story back in the days when we were in the university, and I still say it now when I have the opportunity. People that have succeeded in life, in their endeavors, succeeded first as a person, and then they brought that to bear on their profession. And then they brought people to help them do that. By doing that, they developed other people. Case in point, people like Oyedepo, people like Adeboye and Kumuyi, they could understand their lives in the scripture, and then they were able to develop their churches to grow to where they are. Secularly, if you look at people like Elumelu, Mark Adenoga, Dangote, they understood their own lives, what works and what doesn't work, and then they brought it to bear. How do we bring that to bear on relationship? Each of these people we're talking about have their own relationships. They had people they grew up with. They had people that are in their own sphere of influence. So when we look at life from that perspective, how do we become who we are, understand ourselves? That's the beginning. You know yourself, you know your worth. And how do you know your worth? The kind of values that you were born with. Of course, there are two things psychologically that make us who we are. One, not nature. You were born with who you are born with. And then the environment, the people, the associations that you relate with. And that's where relationships come in. Now, when these two things are put together properly, you'll find out that you become who you are. So, still continuing where we left off. Now, how do we understand the true meaning of relationship? We're going to spend a lot of time here. Meaning of relationship. There's so many types of relationships. Of course, back then you hear there's something called philia, there's something called agape, there is eros, and then you have over time they've developed into so many. So just going to mention a few to us here. Now, relationships are classified into many. Like I mentioned, you have agape, you have the philia. Agape is unconditional love. Philia is friendship. Eros, passionate love, where man and woman come together. Then you have another one called ludus. Same eros, but this one is just flirtatious. Then you have the philantia, which is loving yourself. You have another one called storage love, which is more of the family love. Of course, it's kind of a little build up from agape. Then you have the pragma. That one is called enduring love. You have the conscious effort love. You have to go out of your way to love someone. You also have nurture the connection. It's a kind of love. Then you also have building the trust kind of love. You also have the kind of love that you get between office people. You have the kind of love you get between neighbors. You have the kind of love you get in probably a game setup, the kind of love you get from a community setup. Each of them have different meanings because the way and the connection that you get from them are different. Now, be that as it is, no matter where you find or whatever kind of love you find, one thing still remains. It either can survive or die. It either flourishes or does not flourish. Now, when you don't feed it, when you don't work on it, it will die. But when you work on any relationship that you are trying to build, you will see it flourish and survive. Now, when you bring this into our daily lives, if you bring this into our economic lives, when you bring this into how you want to connect and become something better, relating with the kind of sort of influence that you want, then it means you have to do something to make it work. You have to get committed to it. Now, as it is, like I said, we're going to dwell a little longer here. Now, when you have a relationship with someone, I know this issue is broad, but just bear with me. The little I can give you, try and pick something out of it. Now, when you have a relationship with someone, there are three ways of developing relationship. First, you have to initiate a relationship. I remember back then, between Felix and I, we were four of us. We had a musical group called the Preachers. How did that group come about? Three of us were in the same department. I'm trying to tell us how to initiate relationship. You may have done so many things on your own. I know all of us, okay, some of us are married, some may not be. But how do you start a relationship? You must walk up to someone. Something must connect you. It's either you meet in the bus, in the train, you are going to the same church. Something must happen that will make you initiate a relationship. So between Mr. Felix and I, we we had a study group together. We'll come together, guys and ladies will study. He was in economics, I was in geography. Now, the three of us that were in geography decided that we would have a musical group. And because Felix was always studying with us, now we had to include him in that group. There was an initiation. We got together and we started singing. We organized groups and events in school called the Preachers. That's a topic for another day. We brought great people to come and minister, both preaching and singing. So what I'm trying to say is there is always an initiation. You will initiate a relationship. Now, if you're in business, you work in an office, you have your neighbors, or you have a social group that you identify with. You see people, you say hi, hi, you walk away. But when you now see that there is something about one or two people that you want, you have to do something to get in a little closer. That is how to initiate relationship. Of course, there are some other ways. Sometimes, because of social media these days, probably you see somebody on Instagram or you see somebody on LinkedIn, send a message, they respond, initiation starts. And the moment you dwell on that, it takes us to the next thing, next stage, maintaining a relationship. This is where a lot of people fail because I am naturally someone that I have developed my social skills. I was very withdrawn, very quiet, and as long as it doesn't meet what I want, I'm not part of it.
Mm.
Now, when you have someone that you're relating with that you know, one, they may have birthdays. You gotta wish them birthday. That moment, whether everybody's doing it, even if everybody's doing it, they remember that you wish them birthday. If there's something that is happening, maybe people are talking bad about the person, and you know this is going to affect the person. because you have developed friendship with the person. You get to get close to the person. I had this back in the days when before I left Nigeria. I had this DSS guy that I was working with. Initially, the story led to me being disappointed, but I had to understand with the guy what happened. We worked together. You know, when you are working at a border point with DSS, there are so many deals that will happen. And okay, particularly when an executive is passing by, they will tell us we'll go give the person a security exit or arrival. So this guy, we were very close. We would talk, we would share personal things. He tell me about places he has worked and all that. So I didn't find it. We enjoyed. Now, one day he was on phone talking with someone, and then he called a different name. So I was a little confused. I said, "Well, this is the person I know." He told me his name. His name Albert. Meanwhile, he was telling somebody else that his name is John. So is it that I'm related with a different person, or what could have happened? So meanwhile, this is someone that I think one of the experiences we had then was I think one governor was passing by and the governor dropped a chunk of money. I wasn't there, but he told me that I should go and collect my share. And I had to. I went, I got my share. So that's the person I felt he was my friend. Yet he told somebody else a different name. So is it that he lied to me or he's lying to that guy? Now, I didn't confront him over that. Why? He's a DSS. I was immigration. So I wouldn't want to delve into why he's doing that. I don't know why. And we keep that issue apart. So eventually, what I got to understand there was as a DSS, you lie to get information. That was what I got to get from that. Now, what was I trying to say? I had to do that to myself to maintain the relationship. So that's just one story. There are so many other stories where you have to go out of your way to do so many things to maintain a relationship. Now, you initiate a relationship in a platonic level, you have to commit to it, you have to keep doing something. Whatever brought you together is just one stage. What took you to that place is not the same thing will keep you there to maintain what you're getting there. Like TD Jakes said, the devil you met today is not the same devil you're going to meet tomorrow. At every level, there's always a devil. So you got to keep on doing something to make the person feel that you are committed, you are interested, you are in it, so that they would know that, yes, this is a worthy, dependable person. Imagine when we're maybe there's someone, anytime you are in need of something, you know if you call this person, he's going to get either give you an answer or someone that can take you to who will give you that thing. There are people like that. So when you make yourself dependable by committing yourself, your own little way, we're not the same, but in your own little way, gradually, you'll find out that people will see you to be a very, very reliable person. So that's the second stage of relationship building. Now, the third stage is the one that a lot of people fall out. This is advancing. Before I left Nigeria, this is my personal story. Before I left Nigeria, I when I started working on trying to live, I limited myself to the people that knew my goals. Now, a few people that I told, they couldn't identify with me. Some became jealous. Some kind of tried to frustrate me. Now, this, it's not their fault. It is my fault. Why? Because they didn't have the capacity to understand what I was trying to do. So this is what happens when you are trying to improve. Now, when you tell people what you're doing, you are trying to advance. You initiated a relationship, you've maintained a relationship, you have a group of people you're relating with, you're doing stuff together, but now you want to step up. Your desire, your goals are becoming more than that. Now you want to step up, and then because they don't understand, you work on yourself, work on yourself, work on yourself so much that you become too different. You become in a way that they cannot identify with the new you. So it's either they fall out or they get jealous or they try to frustrate you. And that was what happened. So there's a friend who was supposed to help me get an official letter to leave, to support my visa application. He would tell me yes, laugh at me, I'll go, and then to be posting me, posting me, posting me. When I saw that that was going to affect me, I had to get to just that this was in one of the states. So I went straight to Abuja and I was able to get the letter. And that supported my visa application and I left. Now, like I said, to advance, you need to understand that you are stepping into a level that the people in that field, the people at that level are fewer. You're streamlining your goals, the people you need to relate with. And that would make you, yes, you will suffer because that will make you a little bit lonely, but because of the joy of where you're going to, you don't need to bother about whatever it is. Why? You've envisaged yourself in that new level. You've watched how it will feel like being there. If you imagine yourself driving that car, if you imagine yourself living in that house, you've imagined yourself walking on the street of that country, you've thought about it. You've imagined your bank account being in that. You've imagined probably the job you're going to have or the new set of people you're going to maybe to be on that yacht and all that. You've imagined in that plane and nothing else can make you feel like not getting there. At that point, you just got to streamline your efforts. Focus on it like a fleet that nothing else can take you back. And at that level, nothing will stop you from getting there. Whatever it is that they want to do, whoever they are, could be your closest friend, your partner, your family members that can't understand what you're doing or where you want to go to. At that level, nothing will stop you from getting there. I hope you guys are listening to me.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
On point.
So,
Yeah.
yes. So,
Yes, sir.
as we're talking, thank you so much. As we're talking now, deep down, I have a friend that told me one of my younger sisters is working with him, and she did something he didn't like, and he called to report to me. And he told me to him, there are three basics of humanity: food, shelter, and clothing. And he told me the fourth one to him is relationship. And that means a lot to me. Now, my younger sister is employed under his establishment. Ordinarily, he has a template. The moment you misbehave, they'll just put your name on that template and you're fired. But because I'm his friend, he had to call me to tell me. What does that mean? Relationships matter. We've done businesses in millions. What does it mean? Relationships matter. Now, not everybody that you started off with that will end up with you. But a lot of people that you start off with will be more than you. Now, what are they doing that you're not doing? Who are they? What do they know that you don't know? Now, wherever you find yourself, there's always, I used to say this back in the university. If a lady told me that she doesn't have any relationship, men are not coming, I would say no. The kind of man that you want is the one that is not coming. Men are coming. Bring this to bear here. There are always people to relate wherever you find yourself. There are always relationships. Something happened to me a few years ago. When I moved to Canada, I had to do jobs that I did not like. But the first 2 years, but what did I do in those places? I made them feel that they are very important. I bet you today I still relate with them. And if I have issues in those places, I call them and they give me the link on how to go about it. One of them is this. I worked in a company that produces mattresses and sells mattresses. So now I bring people to come and school in Canada. When I bring my students and I need a mattress, a student doesn't have a mattress, I call them and they help me with some mattresses that are new but defective. Clean. You know, in Nigeria, you wouldn't know. But here, they say it is defective. I take them and I give it to my students. Clean, good-looking mattresses. If you check what is it, maybe just one side of the mattress tore. So they gave it to a customer, the customer refused. They'll bring it. They will not recycle it unless probably it is really bad. They'll just give it to people that need it. So when I call them, they arrange that for me. How did I do that? I maintained the relationship in a job I did not like. Up to today, I'm still benefiting. The last time I went to collect 4 mattresses, very good looking mattresses, shared it among my students. What does that mean? Maintain relationships. Now, that was just a little point I wanted to chip in. So now, I did talk about my dad at the beginning of this talk. There are key things that we should strive at doing. I know times are hard, life is hard, but no matter how hard things are, it's good to have a heart to help people. This is part of building relationship, maintaining relationship. Sometimes you close, you go home and you're tired. That little extra outing that you have to do to make somebody feel a little bit important can be the connecting element. Help people. Somebody might need something. You don't have it. Maybe somebody's asking for 100,000. You don't have it. 5,000 can go a long way to connect them. It's not that you have it. It's a sacrifice. Because no matter what you sacrifice, I bet you. I'm a team man. And in team, it's a team if you understand that. Now, what does that mean? Because we're predominantly farmers, it means when you bend down on your farm, it can never be a waste. What does that mean? Any sacrifice you make would never go unrewarded. So help someone, reach out, connect to someone, let someone feel important. Because no matter what it is, not just the fact that you helped someone, inside you, there's that fulfillment of connecting and making somebody appreciate the fact that humanity still exists. What are we talking about? We're talking about growing relationship. To what end do we grow relationship? We're growing relationship because we know that as human beings, as a matter of fact, God has made us to relate. God made us to relate with him. And if we are made in the image of God, what else can we do that would be better than relating with each other? Sometimes, the society has changed so much these days that you walk across someone and you look at the person in the face or you turn your face and put it away just to say hello to the God in that person that you're seeing, just to smile at someone, we walk and pass. No. If we are doing that, then I think it's high time we think about it. It is good to connect with people and help people. So sometimes somebody will call you. Maybe the person is lower than you, or the person is pestering you. Please send a text. Return the call. Even if it's what you don't want to talk about, return the call for the sake that the person valued you. Okay, they are disturbing you. Do you think it's a privilege for you that somebody can take their phone and call you? The worst one is our parents and families. There's something I tell my siblings. You never get angry with your family for too long. If you don't know that, please know it today. Never get angry with a
All
family member for too long,
right,
no
sorry,
matter
sir.
what they have.
Sorry for
No
breaking in,
matter.
sir. You have less than 10 minutes. Thank
Oh,
you.
really? Okay. All
Yes,
right.
sir.
Thank you. So, no
Yeah, yeah,
matter how
yes, yeah.
bad.
Sorry, Tefa. Your session was so powerful that we all lost count of time.
Okay. Well, I pray I'll be able to keep to my time. So, never get angry with a family member for too long because one, the family is the first place where everything in life starts. This business, value, relationship we're talking about, consistency, is in the family. If we are disciplined, you will see it develop from the family. If we know how to love people or socialize, it starts in the family. Politics starts in the family. And economic tricks starts in the family.
Hmm.
Now, when you see that the family has literally everything about you, everything starts there. This is what happens. Our guards are dropped. And when your guards are dropped, and then somebody offends you, it cuts deep because you dropped your guard. So when you get angry, that the way you feel, the same person on the other side too feels it. Even if you don't feel it, if you give the person back, it will get the same impact that you did, or much more, depending on their own level of managing crisis. So when you get angry, don't take it too far. Know that God has brought you into that family for a reason. So get angry, yes, but don't take it too far. Drop it because it is a thin line. It can cut deep, and when you don't manage it, you will see your health will deteriorate, and many other things will come into it. Get angry just for a little while, and then continue with it. So, as a family member, you understand that you have to understand that relationship is key. At the end of the day, it's for your own good. So, like I started at this point, just phone calls, always return phone calls. Call your family members, call your friends. It might be tough. This relationship may not be there. Start somewhere. You're not doing it for anything. You're doing it why? God has seen you to be a member of this family. That's why He brought you into that family. You have a part to play. Do that part. Could be friends, classmates, could be colleagues in the office. Somebody might just be stressful at some point. Your phone call that you return, but leave them out of that thing. What are you doing? You're growing relationship. Okay. And then I have this ideology that I developed of recent. Anything that comes your way, any idea that comes into your head, anything that you must do it now. Think about that. If you thought about trying to visit someone, don't forget, do it now. If somebody called you and you saw the missed call, reply now. Call back. If there's a text message, reply the text message now. If you walk into the office in the morning and you see people, greet them that moment. If somebody wore a good dress and you saw it, tell the person this. Don't tell them tomorrow. It won't be the same. Tell them at that moment. Do it now. Have that ideology of do it now. Do it while it is hot. If you let it go, it won't be the same thing. You might even forget. And the older you get, the more things you will forget. So have this attitude of do it now, do it now, do it now. What are you doing? You're making people feel they're important. When it is hot, somebody does something good for you, tell them thank you. Don't go and tell them thank you later. Tell them thank you now. If you're sorry, tell them sorry now. If you apologize, apologize now. What are you doing? You're building relationship. And then if you're confused about anything, don't hesitate. Ask for help. Expressing this level of vulnerability shows clearly that you want to connect with people. If you ask me for help, first of all, I will see that okay, they see me responsible enough. So I'll look at you as someone that wants to relate with me. Now, back then when we were still in the dating pool, if a lady is always on your case, you know that the lady wants you. What does that mean? When people are around you, they want to connect with you. Even if they don't want to accept that fact, they want to connect with you. So when you ask for help, people know that you're connecting with them. Eventually, you see it for your own good. And then don't hesitate to attend events. You might be tired at the end of the day. You might attend a birthday party, a wedding ceremony, somebody's birthday, children's birthday, and all that. It is important. Now, when you succeed in something, if you have somebody that is close to you, learn to share your victories. When there are failures, it's not everybody though. You learn to share your failures. It means a lot. So I'm trying to hurry up now so that my time wouldn't be cut short. So I was just trying to get to where, okay, I heard a lot of lady talked about that. So when you try to put some of these things we're talking about and then you link it up with consistency, you wake up every day. I have a few things I do with my children. I didn't have children early. My eldest child is just 7 years old. And I feel blessed at this point that I'm matured enough to teach them from a very matured, patient level. They drain me a lot because they are very young, two of them, 6 and 7. But I'm old enough to be very patient with them. So I teach them things in the house. And this is what I'm going to leave with us before we finally leave. I teach them the value of consistency. Every morning when we pray, we have a family, it's Terfa's family creed. If you don't know, I have my creed. And what is the creed? I believe that I believe that I'm a proof that God's investment in me is not wasted. I'm a fruitful vine. I am healthy in all areas. And there are about 8 of them. The last one says, I obey my parents and authority figures. We declare this every day. We started it 2 years ago. Every day, consistency. I want that to ingrain in them. I'm in a developed country. Now, there's one that says, I will not fail my lineage, generation. I will not fail my lineage and generation. I will not fail them. They say that to themselves every day that I will not fail my lineage and generation. So, what am I doing? Consistency. Say those words to yourself. Because when I am not there, those words that they are saying would carry them along. So what are we doing? Whatever you do to yourself in building relationship, what you say to yourself. There are other things that, because I know my time is running out, I don't want to keep saying, but when you keep on doing this to yourself, I very much believe that you will find yourself walking in these realms. And I pray God help us. Thank you so much.
Wow, wow, wow. This is amazing. Thank you very much, sir, for this wonderful section.
Thank you so much, sir. God
Really
bless
appreciate it, sir. Thank you very much for the section.
Well, the only thing I can say is that I think we'll need to have another session on this because I think it's deeper than I thought. And there are a lot of things that my friend Tefa would have actually shared, but I know for the want of time. So don't worry, we are going to see how we'll work on that. So Mr. Tefa, get ready. There's going to be a part 2 of this particular take because I think relationship is critical and a lot of people don't value it. I think they value maybe like immediate gratification without, understanding that relationship is key. So we'll get back to that so that you can address other things as well. So thank you so much, sir. I'm grateful.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Any questions before I leave?
Yeah, please, we can take
If
one
you
or
have-
two questions if we have. Yeah. Robin,
Yeah.
go ahead.
All right. If we have any question, please can you unmute? If you have any question, you can unmute and ask Mr. Tefa so he can reply. Just be fast about it. Anybody?
Good evening. I have a question, please. I'm Deborah. It's no. Yeah, and my question goes though. What do you do when you're doing all of this? When you apply all of the points you mentioned in order to build relationships, and then you're not receiving it back. Sometimes, especially that for the family, it can be draining.
Yes.
And so you just have people that they want things that would be beneficiary to them. They do not care about you on your own end. All they want is what they would get.
That's
So,
right.
and sometimes this can be very toxic to my
Yes.
emotions. So what do I
Yes.
do in situations
Okay.
like this? Thank you.
Yeah, that's very, very important to observe. Why? Because, like I said, in a family, when I say you don't get angry for too long, which means there are things that would upset you. There are things that will annoy you. There are things that would drain you, using your words. So, what do? There are things that, see, your relationship mostly is with yourself. You know yourself. You're confident in yourself so much that it is when you love yourself. When I mentioned the type of love, there's self-love. When you are okay with yourself, you give people from who you are. So when you are not on your own, confident enough in yourself, then you have a problem with giving to people. Now, the other thing is this: in relating with people, family members or whoever, you must first of all understand that some people are there to cause you pain. Family members or not, it doesn't count. They're there to cause you pain. So you have to develop yourself in a way that you can love them without withdrawal. The Bible says, "Oh, no man, nothing but love." But don't trust them to come into your personal space. So that if you need to give them something, give them from afar. Love, yes, but trust, no. So that they cannot come and hurt you. It is when they are close to you that you lower your guards. If you don't lower your guards because they are far away, you won't be hurt. If they call you and they ask for help, if there's a word that you say, imagine now, I'm here. I say things, people don't do it, but they want my money. It doesn't work that way. If my money is good, my word should be equally good. So it is for you to know that you have to love people, but don't trust everybody that come near you. I hope I hope that makes sense.
Very well, sir. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. Thank you very much, sir, for sharing in. Do we have one more person? One more person to ask a question?
Dorcas, Mama Cass, I thought you wanted to say something. You wanted to unmute. You can speak if you want to.
Okay, good evening, sir. I'm so happy for your word today. I wanted to ask a question which is almost what he has gone learned to explain, which is it only like good people we should create relationship with, or bad people? Like, there are some people you meet in this life and you feel that this person is not for your space and all of that, but that person cannot also leave your space at that particular time you are in life, and you feel that you need that person. Do you cut off that person because of you know that that person is not good for your space, in as much as you need that relationship to move to that next step in line? So that was what I was just trying to clarify, the relationship. Thank you, sir. That's
Okay. But you see, a little bit in addition to the dimension you're coming with, the truth is this. Sometimes you're working in a place and then you see a very difficult co-worker or a very difficult client. Understand this. A lot of time, those people are not there to cause you pain. They're there to help you get to another level in your emotional stability. So when you're able to manage that co-worker in a way that they would not think evil of you, you have grown past their level. A client can be the same thing. But if anytime they do something and they get you, it means you have not grown past that level. We experience that. It can be in marriage, it can be in the family, it can be in your neighborhood, it can be in your place of work. Just understand this. Anytime you have a very difficult person around you, look inwards. There's something God is trying to help you to mature to the level where their actions doesn't affect you. It doesn't mean that what they're doing is good, but you have grown past that. So just understand from that point.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Wow,
Yeah,
thank you
Adigam.
very much, sir. Thank you so
You're
much,
welcome.
sir, for dishing out this value that is rare, because we really get kind of you, and we thank you very much for creating our
Okay.
time to be with us.
Um.
Thank you so much. Do you have a question, Ms. Chisom?
Yes, Rabino, I'm trying to cut in, but let me ask
Okay.
this
All right.
question. I'm not sure if it's in alignment with all that has been said so far, but certainly it's about relationships, right? So why is
Okay.
it that when it comes to family,
Yes.
even no matter how bad our families like hurt us or say the harshest of words to us, we
Yes.
still sort of do this forgive and forget sort of
Yes.
sort of thing.
Yes.
We don't really put it in our hearts. I don't know about others, but me though, I wouldn't
Mm.
put whatever my family does to me in heart, because I
Mm.
believe that we are family, right? So there is this
Mm.
tolerance of forgiveness.
Yes.
But then when it comes to our romantic relationship, the
Yes.
case is always different. Like,
Yes.
you don't have as much love or
Tolerance.
tolerance for the
Tolerance.
person. Yeah, not that you don't love the person per se, but you don't just
Yes.
have that. It's easy to give up on that person. It's easy to just not put in as much effort,
Yes.
or just not forgive and forget. Why is it so? And I believe that's why most relationships break and don't last.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so that's my question. Thank you.
Yes. So that's it's a very important question. It is very divine and very controversial as well. What do I mean by that? When you in a family, you can forgive easily, but in a relationship, you break. It's understood if you break a relationship that is not marriage, boyfriend, girlfriend, you can get angry and walk away. People don't truly understand. I'll tell you my own story. The time is too short. Sorry, but let me just add this in a little bit. I'm divorced. I'm married a second wife. Now, I wish I did not. We don't truly understand why you leave your family. She leaves her family and come together. If you understand it, you will not. There's a mystery behind that marriage that it's stronger than you and your sibling. You and your sibling, you did not choose it.
Mm.
Now, when you now get to marry someone, if it's a relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, even fiancé level, there's there's no covenant yet.
Mhm.
But when you marry, you didn't choose it, but God sealed it. God did not seal your siblings or your family, but God sealed the marriage.
Mm.
You don't walk away. That's why I said it's a thin line. Everything can go deeper into your heart so you don't get angry for too long.
Mm.
You manage it, learning it, understanding it, grow in it. And by the time you grow, you become an example to other people. I can
Mm.
tell you guys now categorically because I didn't understand it before I separated. But when I left, I understand it so much that if I have an opportunity, I tell people never. A friend of mine called me that he wanted to separate. I told him, don't even think about it.
Mm.
Think about it. So it's when you don't understand it, you say it's easy. It's not. When you understand it, God sealed it. No matter what you're fighting or you're arguing about, it's when you leave, you discover that your life is completely the emotional pain you get. Words cannot express it. Let's not go into that too deep. But understand this. It's when you don't understand that you think it is easy. It is not easy to separate. If it's a casual relationship, it's understood, you can walk away. Because that one you chose, it's still within your control. But when it is marriage, no. God has sealed it with witnesses and the ecclesia. If you're Muslim, you have whoever it is that joined you. It is sealed in a divine gathering. You don't just walk away. You deal with it. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. I'm glad I asked this question because for me, I was of a mindset that if something is very uncomfortable for me, I would walk out, you know. So yeah, I'm just glad I was able to ask this. Thank you.
Yeah, so if it involves battery, assault, and all that, that's a different thing. But if it is just,
Yes, I
there's so
wanted to
much in
add to
this.
that. Yeah.
Yes. But there's so much into that. If we had more time, I would just tell us now. The reality is this. In marriage, there is so much that we don't know that is affecting us now. And we're rating our marriage based on what we see on social media. That is killing us. And then we've changed the value of the marriage into what the law is telling us, what the society is telling us, what the age of today is telling us. Those things are affecting us. There's more to it.
Thank you very
There's going to
much.
be a part
Thank you
two.
very
Terfa,
much.
get ready. I've told you.